In today's video, 7 gut and health issues that cause anxiety and depression. Roll the titles.
For the record, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable. For the record, you ain't trying to grow, then it's done for you.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before I jump into the video, just a quick reminder that I'm now offering the SIBO, organic acids, stool tests and consults via my website. So if you have any health or digestive problems, then consider taking these tests, as they will provide a lot of very detailed information upon which you can start making informed decisions and then start getting your health back on track. And on that bombshell, to the video. So number 1, gut infections and imbalances. So you will often hear the gut referred to as your second brain, and this is for good reason. So across the entirety of your gut lining, you have a mesh-like network of neurons. A neuron is simply a nerve cell and essentially the foundational building block of your nervous system. So you know when you get that butterfly feeling in your gut, it is often these neurons where that feeling is coming from. These type of feelings form an integral part of your sympathetic nervous system or your fight or flight response. And up to 90% of these neurons that line the gut send and receive messages from the brain, which makes your gut just as influential as your brain for determining your mood and anxiety levels. So there is a good chance that if you are not suffering from severe emotional stress such as bereavement, then the root cause of your anxiety or depression may be coming from your gut. And some of the most common issues in the gut that cause these types of issues are Candida overgrowth, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, leaky gut, IBS, C. diff infections, H. pylori infections, food sensitivities and also intolerances. Common symptoms of these types of infections and imbalances, aside from anxiety and depression, include irritability, brain fog, skin issues, joint problems, digestive issues such as gas and bloating, and often a loss of motivation. So if you have any number of these symptoms in conjunction to anxiety and depression, then I would strongly recommend working with a healthcare practitioner to help you get to the root cause of your issues. Number 2, autoimmune issues. Now, very often these will go hand in hand with gut infections and imbalances, as when you have things like intestinal permeability, it will cause chronic inflammation in the body, which can ultimately lead to autoimmunity. For many people, when the gut lining starts breaking down and undigested foods and toxins get into their bloodstream, the first symptoms they may experience are anxiety and depression. And the reason for this is that the inflammation associated with many autoimmune diseases can damage the neurons that line the gut, as well as the brain and other nervous system tissues, which can ultimately leave you feeling anxious or depressed. Number 3, often heavily connected with the gut, is Hashimoto's or other thyroid diseases. So depression is often an early sign of Hashimoto's or other forms of hypothyroidism, whereas hyperthyroidism, such as Graves' disease, can often drive feelings of anxiety. So the analogy I always use for the thyroid is that of the accelerator pedal in your car, as this is what the thyroid gland is in your body. Too much gas and everything is sped up and you may run into hyperthyroidism and anxiety, and not enough gas and you can run into hypothyroidism and depression type of issues. Essentially, the thyroid gland in conjunction with your gut bacteria is responsible for producing neurotransmitters such as serotonin, GABA and also norepinephrine. So if your thyroid pedal is too far down or not down enough, then insufficient neurotransmitters can be made, triggering mood issues, anxiety issues and also panic attacks. Number 4, adrenal problems, and often you will see thyroid issues and adrenal problems go hand in hand. If you think about it logically, if your thyroid pedal is pushed down too much and your body is running on overdrive or caught in chronic stress, then your adrenals will be pumping out stress hormones such as adrenaline or cortisol. Over the longer term, this can leave you with adrenal fatigue type of issues, where your adrenals are no longer able to keep up with your stress levels, and they then produce insufficient amounts of stress hormones. Typical symptoms of adrenal fatigue include anxiety, depression, and mood swings, weight gain or weight loss issues, energy issues or issues getting out of bed in the morning, having a constant feeling of being both wired and tired, and you can also get muscle pains and body aches. Number 5, estrogen dominance issues. And as I've already discussed, both thyroid and stress hormones can impact on your mood levels. Equally, your sex hormones can also run into imbalances that will have similar impacts on your mood. So for example, ladies, if you think about your monthly cycle and you don't have enough progesterone to balance out your estrogen levels, then PMS will hit and many women will find themselves in a raging mode where they will really struggle to control their emotions. Estrogen dominance is often caused by a number of xenoestrogens that find their way into our daily lives, such as makeups, cleaning products, plastics, and also heavy metals. It is therefore imperative that you reduce your exposure to such products and chemicals and help support your body's ability to remove excessive estrogen, and this in turn can help restore hormone balance, and then this in turn for many can help reduce mood issues. Number 6, toxic mold. Now, I don't fully buy into the hysteria around mold poisoning floating around social media today. There are, however, some people that do genuinely run into mold exposure issues, and these can present with a whole host of psychiatric problems, including anxiety, depression, brain fog, and insomnia, along with physical symptoms such as allergies, asthma, headaches, and also chronic sinus infections. So if you have been routinely exposed to environments with lots of mold, then you may want to look into this if you have anxiety or depression with some of these other symptoms. Number 7, now some of these are not direct gut or health related, but I'm going to lump them all together and call them external factors. So this could be stress at work, stress in relationships, financial stress, stress from medical illnesses, alcohol intake, recreational drugs, as well as side effects from many different types of medications. And you could also have conditions such as generalized anxiety disorders, social anxiety issues, or things like OCD. Whatever your external factor, don't always assume that this is something that you're going to have to live with indefinitely. If you have high amounts of stress in your life, then discuss this with someone or work with someone who can help you better manage the stress levels. If you have social anxiety or something similar, then equally work with someone, but remember not to assume that you simply have something like social anxiety. There may be an underlying cause, as laid out in this video, that is mirroring something like social anxiety. Long-winded way of saying that, but please work with someone to help you identify your root causes. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and as always, remember to look after your body because it's the only place you have to live. And I'll see you next time.